and I are going wine shopping together. You can find a sensational bottle of wine for criminally low prices. Let's get started exploring and tasting new wines together. Hello again, my dear wine friends. I am back with some more amazing Armenian wine to share with you as we continue to celebrate the theatrical run of the latest SOMM film, Cup of Salvation. And the really special thing about both of these wines is that they are made by the winemaker who is the star of the film. Now, arguably, one of the other great stars of the film is the country of Armenia itself. Now, this is a land that has an incredibly ancient winemaking history. Present-day Armenia, Georgia, and Iran, these are areas that are considered to be the birthplace, the cradle of winemaking. So it's really exciting to get to taste these wines here with you today. These are wines that have 6,000 years of history behind them. In 2011, archaeologists in Armenia discovered what is considered now, at the moment, the oldest example of a winery. So they found a wine press, they found shards of pottery that were used to age the wine in, and they found pieces of the Areni grape as well. So it boasts a strong case for being potentially the grape that all other grapes sprung from. So now Armenia winemaking is going through this renaissance, but they have this incredible tradition of winemaking behind them, these 6,000 years. So they have this wonderful history, these wonderful vineyards that they could revitalize to start making wines of incredible quality. The wine industry, the modern wine industry of Armenia was really jump-started again in 1991 when they regained independence from the Soviet Union. So you think about 30 years. That's not much time as far as winemaking goes to start making wines, especially of these caliber, but they're also really, really affordable and more attainable than you think. But first, let's start drinking them. So let's go into that white wine first. This is made from arguably the most important white grape in Armenia called Voskehat. Now, this is considered to be a very aromatic, slightly floral white wine, moderate acidity. And so these wines are produced by the family that stars in the film, the Kashgarian family. This is the Zulal label that does dry, non-sparkling wines, but they make sparkling wines as well from other areas of Armenia. Should be noted, Armenia is a very mountainous country, so you have a lot of high elevation vineyards here. That means you're gonna have wines of incredible structure and elegance and complexity because they have these nice days that they're getting good exposure from the sunlight to ripen the grapes, but it cools off at night because of that high elevation to retain the structure, the acidity, the tannin in the red wines. So you make these wines of incredible balance. In the glass, it's this beautiful kind of sunny lemon color, little glints of green in there as well. And it's very sunny on the nose. Getting lots of orchard fruit, yellow-green apples, ripe pear, a little bit of Meyer lemon, but it's a little creamier. It's not like super zesty, so it's almost like lemon curdy or lemon meringue. It's just these lovely, fresh, crisp green notes. Oh, I love that. On the palate, yeah, medium to medium plus acidity. It's lighter bodied though. It's incredibly fresh and inviting and really easy to drink. Dry, very dry. And it's, I would say, moderate alcohol on here. It's not high at all. So this is coming at 13.5, which honestly, I thought it would be a little bit lower. It's a wine that's just incredibly in balance, incredibly playful and fun. On the finish, there's all these kind of dried tropical fruit notes, like a dried pineapple. And then a lot of these vineyards are very volcanic soil, so I am getting this kind of crunchy, flinty minerality in this as well. It's an incredibly versatile wine, so I would, as far as food goes, I'd pair this with a ton of stuff. If you have a nice cheese board that you're putting out at your party, excellent wine to pair with that. This would be great with shellfish though too. I'm really thinking of like shrimp ceviche with this because it has that zestiness that can go along with the acidity and like lime notes in a nice ceviche. That'd be lovely. I'd have this with oysters too. This would be an incredible oyster wine. But you could do this with, it has enough elegance and enough finesse that you can start putting this into like really nice kind of poultry dishes or lighter fish dishes with a cream sauce. It has enough acidity to cut through that fat. And this is incredible value too. So you can get, move on to the Areni, you can get both of these Zulal wines from the importer of them. That's Storica wines. And they're super easy to get and super affordable. This bottle of the Voskehat is $22.99. Absolutely ridiculous. That bat's way above that. So when it comes to Armenian wines, you are gonna be getting an incredible deal. So now let's move on to this beautiful Areni. This is 100% Areni. So unlike the last Armenian red wine that we did on BYOB, which was majority Areni, this is 100%. This is the real deal. This is all of it. And this is arguably, certainly as far as red grapes go, but arguably the most important grape in Armenian winemaking. Some people have compared it to Pinot Noir. It's nice to have some kind of comparison. We like to have something that we're familiar with to compare it to, right? But I hope you pick up a bottle of this because you'll find there might be some similarities. It's a thinner skinned grape. It can be very light bodied, very elegant, makes beautiful sparkling wines as well. But I think you'll find that is completely singular and like nothing you've tried before. Oh my God, the color already, I'm in love with. So, beautiful pale color, I can see right through it. It's kind of ruby color. It does almost look like a Pinot Noir in the glass, but it's Areni. Wow, that smells so good. Holy shit. I actually haven't had this wine before, that's awesome. There's this, I mean, the red fruit is very ripe, very bright. Red cherry, cranberry, ripe strawberry, a little bit of a pomegranate in there as well. Raspberry, ripe raspberry, red plum. And I'm starting to get this kind of pepperiness, this black pepper, a little bit of baking spices, a little bit of violet as well. And then there's this earthiness to it that's really lovely, this kind of organic forest floor, like potting soil, something really kind of fun and funky, but in a good way. Holy crap, that's really good. It's so good. It's medium plus acidity, medium tannin, medium bodied. It's incredibly elegant. Incredibly elegant. This is a damn good wine. This is $24.99, by the way. This is, I've paid like $50 for wines that taste this good before. That's crazy. I'm honestly just kind of blown away by this wine. I don't know what I was expecting, but it's just, I can understand why some people might compare this to Pinot Noir just because of how elegant it is, and Pinot Noir is considered, you know, one of the, makes some of the most elegant wines in the world. But there is this kind of fun, rustic quality to it that's quite lovely. But yeah, you're getting, again, on the palate, all of those red fruit notes that are ripe, somewhat tart as well, actually, like the cranberries really shining through in this for me. Leathery forest floor note on the back end that's just delightful, and all that florality as well. A little bit of herbaceousness as well on here that's quite nice. Kind of like a sagey, maybe a little minty on here as well. As far as food goes, I'd love to try this with like a duck dish with like a cherry sauce. I think that'd be so bomb. But this is a great wine. It's also approachable. I feel like this is a wine that can also be elevated, but also like really approachable. So it's kind of a jack of all trades red wine. If you're doing a charcuterie board for the holidays coming up, put this wine out. If you were going to be making, I feel like this wine could honestly go with steak. If you're doing like a filet, absolutely so good. Great with lamb dishes, pork. If you did grilled poultry, that kind of savoriness, that more powerful flavor, I still think can stand up to this because it's so vibrant. This is just a damn good wine. And especially for the price, holy crud. You absolutely need to start drinking these wines because even though they are having this renaissance and it's kind of just coming onto everybody's radar, again, they have this incredible backbone of winemaking tradition and history, and it shows in the glass. Like they might only be, you know, making these wines the past 30 years, but you can feel this weight and this history in these wines, and I'm really happy to kind of recently have discovered them. So I hope you are too. I hope you're going out and trying Armenian wines. Go on Storica Wines' website and buy these wines. You can buy the sparkling wines of this producer as well. And these wines are in the film Cup of Salvation. Right now, it's playing in so many theaters across the US, Canada. We have many more screenings coming up. If you want to book a screening with us, reach out to us. And cheers, keep exploring and enjoying new wines and drinking Armenian wines.